Hello again, it's been a hot second, I am aware, and I actually have a backlog of videos to record, or at least voiceover. Quick disclaimer, if you hear purring, meowing, yowling in the background, my older brother's kitten is in here with me. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm Sasha, or Leon, and I'm just, gonna voice over my art process. So, this is actually an art piece I made for my best friend, who I'm going to call Mother Get Down. Anyway, who I'm going to call, oh gosh, what was I gonna call her? Who I'm gonna call Star. I I did not draw her the way she actually looks, but I did try to capture her vibes. She absolutely adores The Last of Us, and if you know The Last of Us, then you will see immediately what I mean. Anyway, so I adore my friend. Not even my friend, she's my bestie. She is my best friend. I met her on Tumblr, I followed her on Tumblr, and I just randomly sent in an ask, and we just, started chatting, and I don't know, we just quickly became best friends. Unfortunately, she lives in a different country, which sucks, but I hope I'll be able to visit her one day. So the pose, even though I chose a pinup pose, I didn't actually mean for it in a sexual way. I meant it more as in just a fun, carefree way. I don't know. Pin-up poses, especially with the way they sit, they can be very carefree and flowy, at least in my opinion. Also, it's a good way to really compact your character design to add a lot in a little bit of space, at least in my opinion. As you can see, I was struggling a bit with arms. I will say arms are something I really do struggle with figuring out the positioning for. If I do try and do thumbnail sketches with an airbrush, but it is what it is, I suppose. Sorry if I'm yawning, I am absolutely exhausted. But yeah, I got the body down. I went for a impish look, I would say. Just, I don't know, just as a way to just have some fun, basically. Again, I was just trying to capture her vibe more than anything, and it was honestly just very fun to do that. I love doing that. I've done that with my girlfriend, and I quite frankly just need to do that more often. Do not lick my feet. Stop. Yeah, and then of course I was lazy. I didn't draw the other eye. I have been suffering a bit from art block. I got a new job, so this was just a way for me to slowly ease back in. And I wanted to do a more design-heavy art piece. Just something. I'm doing a very compact, very design-heavy piece, which I don't particularly prefer. I prefer doing pieces that character designs are very simple. They're typically spread out. They're not curled in on each other. Curled in. Oh yeah, that's the symbol of the fireflies. But they're usually not curled in to each other. And I decided to just challenge myself a little bit. Add a lot of flair and pizzazz to it. It's still very simplistic compared to most other character designs, I would say, but that's just how my character design usually goes. I'll be honest, I typically do more simplistic designs just because I'll get burnt out if I don't, and honestly, with my lineless art style, it really does work better when I just have simple colors and using a more limiting palette. I won't say I use like super limited palettes in general, but I do use limiting palettes, if that makes sense. Like, I won't use 1,000 different colors. Although I will say, I think the character I have the most colors of is Mad Tyrone, I believe. Or, yeah, no, it's Mad Tyrone with his makeup on, and if he does not have his makeup on, then that would be Beeswax, who I need to redraw. That ref is so old now I'm thinking of in my toy house. I apologize, I am rambling, which, you know what? No, screw it, it's the entire point of this video. The entire point is to ramble and have fun. Yeah, I just decided to go for, I guess technically this would be considered sexy. I just really wanted something that would show a mismatch of different skins. I really love asymmetrical clothing. Something me or the cat. Anyway. And, sorry. Stop licking my feet. Oh, it's me. Sorry. But I love asymmetrical clothing. I love the way it looks. Off the shoulder stuff is my shit. I think it looks amazing. That is something I will always default to, especially if I'm doing something that I consider as an easier sketch, then I will typically default to off the shoulder. Astro, stop trying to lick my toes. Oh my goodness. Anyway. So I've actually started merging my sketch layers when I am done with them, because honestly it's just because my tablet ends up lagging when I don't, which is very annoying for me because I use 20,000 layers. So I will say it is kind of good though, because it forces me to look back at my sketch layer and decide this is the final product, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. Also, I went for pinks because when I first got my bestie's Discord profile picture, I believe she had a pink character as her profile picture, and I've always just associated her with pink. I don't know, just such a lovely, bright, bubbly color that I've always associated with her. Oh. Yeah. Again, I adore my bestie. She's always there to message me. She's always so kind and so friendly and just really cares about me, And it's nice. She almost always knows exactly what to say to make me feel at ease and feel calm. So yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna take a nap after this. Yes. Yes, you want me in my lap? Okay. Do you have a flea on you? Let me see. Can you tell I haven't done this in a while? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this before in other videos, but Sketchbook finally got a clipping mask, who knows how long ago, and I'm actually using it, and it's so nice. It is so nice. It is so easy to use, and... Okay, no, get off. You stink. You're a stinky boy. Why are you so stinky? We feed you the same cat food we feed all the other cats. None of them stink as bad as you do. Do you have IBS? Why you specifically? Sorry. Oh, fun fact, I actually don't like using pure black for my blacks and I don't like using pure white for my whites. If I am shading though, I do like to use, stop trying to eat my toes! Stop it. Anyway, so if I'm highlighting on what is supposed to be white, I will use pure white. And you can see that a lot when I draw Sugar Doggy's hair. And then if I'm trying to do a dark shade of something that's supposed to be black, I'll use pure black. But I tend to not prefer using pure black or white just as a straight up base. It's just not something I prefer to do personally. I think it's because of the art style. using lineless art, if the blacks overlap, well then how am I going to show that they're overlapping? But it's also just, again, a personal preference. And honestly, you can use a lot of color theory to make, as long as it is dark enough, you can make it look, you can make a dark gray look black. Especially if you don't have any other pure blacks except for, like, shading. The brain will trick itself. Like, some of the whites of the eyes I draw will sometimes have a tinge of maybe orange or cream. One drawing I did recently has eyes that are tinged cream a bit. And again, that's on purpose. And yes, I was very, very, very lazy with the hands. I am aware. Asher, do I need to cut your back paws? Let me feel. No. Ow. No. It's a little sharp. What do you want me in your Uncle Sasha's lap, huh? Kitty. Yes, I know. You're all purry and happy when you're not acting like a little whore. Little asshole. Yes, that's good. Your paws are all good? Okay. No need to cut your paws again. You were so sweet when I cut your paws. Or claws, I should say. And you got a new collar. You look so handsome and distinguished. I will say sometimes I go too dark with the white or too light with the black. So I always have to adjust it. But that's fine. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm genuinely exhausted. Oh gosh, those bat wings took forever to work out. Oh well. You know what? I might be lazy and I might post the rest of them as, like, no commentary. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll get there when we get there. But yeah, Oh, and I love drawing makeup. I never wear makeup at all, but I love drawing makeup on characters. It's just, I don't know, it's so fun to me. It's like I get to experiment with a bunch of different styles, I say, even though I do the same style practically every time. I need to the debating getting a TikTok. And if I do, I will absolutely do that one TikTok thing where, they always do, like, a bunch of makeup trends. I always I'll probably, draw characters with that makeup trend. And, okay, I'm going back and I'm doing, oh gosh, just minor edits. Make it look a little bit nicer. Blue. Yeah, that's about it. So, yeah. Oh, hey, it didn't loop. Nice. Yeah, that's about it. I apologize that this was lower quality commentary than usual. I will post a picture of my cat, or not my cat, but my brother's cat as consolation, I suppose. Yes, I'm talking about you. Alright, well, see you later. If you somehow are watching this and you made it to the end of this, quite frankly, awful commentary, please, just comment a request, something you'd like me to draw, be it your OC, a character you like, anything really. But that's about it. See you later.